Friends, Bryan here for the Life of Bryan show, and I'm going to tell you today why everyone over 50 should learn an instrument. Wait, I don't know if I'm allowed to play that song on YouTube, so let's just not go there. Okay, Don? As we get started here, unlike almost all YouTubers who are all chicken shit and it's all about them and they never want to do anything to help anyone else, I like to throw a shout out sometimes to friends of mine who have channels. So today I'm going to do a shout out to my good friend Tammy O, who is a great classical guitar player. Check her channel out. Friends, I have been a music instructor and professional musician for a good part of my adult life. I am approaching getting my first guitar. That was in 1986, so it's almost 40 years ago. That don't make me feel young, you know what I'm saying? But learning an instrument is such a wonderful thing. First off, our brains, when we get older, don't work quite the same. I know for me, sometimes I tend to forget things a lot. I'm a lot more forgetful than I used to be. What did I have to come in the kitchen for? Was it a drink of water? No. Was it a protein bar? No. Was it a sandwich? No. But it's good for our cognition. It's good for our brain. It's good to keep our brain active and thinking. I just forgot what I needed. Did I have to put something in the microwave? Did I have to wash some dishes? I had to come to the kitchen for something. What was it? If you have stress or anxiety issues, learning an instrument when you have that quiet time to yourself every day, it's awesome for stress and anxiety. Just kidding. Just kidding. Friends, when I had my viral video, I had a lot of people say to me, well, if you don't like people, what are you doing on YouTube, man? You're kind of a hypocrite. And then in my response video to that, when I explained, I said, hey, I'm a creative person, okay? Learning an instrument is great for creativity. So I find for me, YouTube, that kind of artist in me, even though it's not necessarily music, although I do write some of my music and play usually in the background in some of my YouTube videos, I'm getting my creativity out. Unlike Facebook or Instagram, I'm not saying you can't be creative with those platforms, but with YouTube, the video editing, the coming up with the concept, talking about something, filming, editing, it's very creative. I find it very satisfying for me from a creative perspective. Look here, folks, this is a 7-string guitar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What I love most about taking up an instrument in this toxic society that we live in, where people are always out to get you, out to get something, out to cause problems in your life, to cause drama. Same as why I'm a big advocate for working out and focusing on your health. Because you are putting that energy into yourself. You are not giving it out to other people so they can take and rob you of that energy. It's a great feeling when you can see yourself progressing on an instrument from week to week to week to week. When you put that energy back into yourself, you're learning a skill that you're going to have for the rest of your life. So for me, having done this and taught for decades, thousands of people on guitar and with music, I want to give you a big piece of advice. If you are going to invest in an instrument, okay, I often tell people, I don't think someone goes into a music store and says, I'm going to spend $600 on that guitar and it's going to sit in my closet for 10 years and I'm just going to suck. I don't think people think that way. But one of the problems with instruments like the guitar is that there's a lot of urban legends, myths, misunderstandings. people thinking this is supposed to be how you're supposed to learn guitar, people that really shouldn't be teaching guitar giving advice, I will tell you, when you're starting out on an instrument, get good instruction. When people look at lessons, and this is one thing that would drive me crazy when people would contact me about lessons, all they care about is cost. They don't view it as an investment. When you pay a good instructor, they are giving you skills and education that you're going to have for the rest of your life. I have taught many students that have gone on and become amazing musicians who make their earning from music. They looked at their lessons as an investment, not just, I'm paying for this. And a lot of people, they have this thing about, I'm going to learn for free, or is it cheap? Cheap, 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 right? Well, I can tell you, cheap lessons equals shit. Get some good qualified instruction, at least for a few months, to get going on the right track, to get some of the basics down, learn some technique, learn a little bit about music theory, learn how you're supposed to practice and how you're supposed to learn. And try not to fall into the YouTube trap, meaning I've known a lot of guitar players over the years, they would say, oh, I'll just learn on YouTube. And then a year later, I see them, they're not really any better. They're like, well, I'm paying for this $4 app. It's going to teach me how to be good on the guitar. 3 years later, I see them and they suck. It's like, okay, like, why don't you just pay for good lessons for a while? People can be really funny, folks. But learning an instrument, it brings so much joy, so much sense of accomplishment. It's an amazing thing. And again, the ultimate thing in this crazy society we live in, you are putting energy back into yourself. That's how I see it, folks. What do you guys think? Have you tried an instrument and gave up on it? Why did you give up? Have you thought about taking up an instrument again? For those of you that seriously want to pick up an instrument again, pick up the guitar again, I can be contacted at the information here for online consultations to get you going on the right path. I hope this helps, guys. Remember, it's a crazy world out there, a crazy society out there. Anything where you're putting the energy back into yourself and not letting other people steal it from you is a great thing. If you've ever been interested, look into learning an instrument. Stick with it, learn the proper way to learn, invest in some proper lessons, and let me know how it goes. This is Bryan signing off.